guys, hope you're well. Just thought I'd pop on and do a really quick video. I need a new journal. Well, everybody always needs a new journal, but I need a new one because I recently filled up one of my bigger ones. I usually have a few on the go, usually a smaller one and a bigger one. And the bigger one I usually do more painting things in, and the smaller one is normally more sketching and writing. Anyway, I needed to make a new journal, and I've got loads of stuff in my craft room / office that could quite easily be made into a journal rather than going out and finding a new one. So when I was at college, we used to have to use really big sketchbooks like this one. This is a 42-inch. And it's massive, and I only used a couple of pieces in this one because this was near the end of the course. So I was wheeling myself back in. So I hardly used it. So I've got loads of paper in here. I don't really like using it because it's far too. For me, I find it far too big. That's huge. You know, and it's just so cumbersome moving it around the table and everything. But there's lots and lots of paper in here, which is really good. So I thought that would be the perfect paper inside for the journal. And then a friend of mine last year, sorry, that was my phone twiddly-did. Last year my friend had a Littlewoods catalogue that she was getting rid of. It's quite sturdy. It's a bit like the Next catalogues here in the UK. And she was getting rid of it. She didn't want it anymore. And she asked me if I wanted it for anything crafty, and I said yes. And I've only just sort of got around to finding a use for it, but I thought it'd make a fantastic cover. I've already started with the front and the back. I've just ripped and pasted some pretty papers on the front and the back. And the spine is still as it was. But it's really firm board, really tough board, and I wasn't sure if I'd be able to actually get my pokey tool through the binding, through the spine, in order to bind. So I thought I'd kind of go back to kind of the old-fashioned way of how people used to kind of bind books. So I took the paper out of the big sketchbook and I folded it in half. So that's how big it is outstretched, and I folded it in half, trimmed it so it was to the right size so it would fit inside the catalogue. You can see there I rounded the corners with my corner rounder punch, and I stuck all the sheets together. So I've made several signatures or folios, whatever you want to call them. Sorry, I'm sliding back and forwards all over my desk today. And then I'm part way through, so I thought I would show you now, and then I can show you the finished article. So basically I cut out a piece of card that exactly matches the inside of the spine, and this is really thick card. And then, I mean, many of you know how to bookbind already because you know, most of you have watched Jelly Belly's videos. If you haven't seen any of Jelly Belly's, why do I say Jelly? Sorry. It's Jenny Belly. Sorry, Jenny. I'll link below for you. But you know, everyone's seen her videos on how you bookbind. But so yeah, so I'm just binding my signatures. Sorry, I'm just literally binding the signatures onto this piece of card. And then I shall glue this card into the inside once it's full up of all my signatures. I shall then take my book and I shall stick it in there, and that will be grand. Yeah, so I just thought I would show you that in progress. I'm assuming that everybody's seen Jenny Belly's stuff because she is probably one of the best in the bookbinding on YouTube, I think. So I really didn't do a tutorial because she's basically done tutorials already, and she's so good at it that I didn't think there was anything more that I could impart really or share. So but I just thought I would show you how I'm doing it like this rather than binding this straight onto the book. Yeah, and then I'll show you what my new journal looks like when it's all finished. And then I just need to find some time to be able to use it. So yeah, I'll be back in a bit. Hi, so I'm back. It's another day, as you can tell by hair and top. But I've finished my journal, so I just thought I would just show you what it looks like, really. So here we've got the front cover, and as I showed you before, I put paper, random scraps of paper on there, and I put some gesso on, and then I did my bunny, which I love doing my bunnies. Oh, sorry, it's reverse, isn't it? So as you know, I love doing my bunnies, and I just did a bit of stamping here and stuck that down, and I went over it all with 2 lots of PVA glue. So it's got a bit of a shine on there, you can see that, but it is like really durable now, so that's good. And I know a lot of people don't decorate their covers before they start using their journal, but I do. I don't. I like to kind of look at this as I go, and it kind of I don't know, helps inspire me, I guess, to kind of use my journal. Whereas if it was kind of like a really dull, boring cover or something, then I don't tend to. I don't know. I just really like looking at my cover every time I pick up my journal to use it. And I know quite a lot of people, they don't necessarily like decorating their journals first because they feel like if it's a beautiful cover, they won't want to work inside because they'll worry about mucking it up or not making it look very good, or the back getting covered in paint or whatever. But I'm totally the opposite. That I like to have a nice decorated cover first to inspire me, and so that I can kind of keep looking at it every time I use it. And because basically when I've finished a journal, I'll just obviously lately I'll do a journal flip for you guys, but usually when it's finished it just kind of goes in a drawer or a cupboard or something and doesn't get looked at again, and then I'll pick it out like maybe year or years down the line and have a look through it. I mean, as you know, if you've read my blog, and actually I did do some old flips on this channel as well. Like when we moved, I found a load of old journals like from when I was a child, and some of them I've done a flip of, and some of them I just put pictures on my blog. But it's quite nice to go back to them later. But generally speaking, once I'm done with that journal, it goes somewhere like in a cupboard or a drawer or whatever, and I don't see it again. So I don't really see the point of. For me, I don't really see the point of kind of doing a cover and then never really seeing it. So I like to, last. So I like to do my cover first, so I get to see it all the time, every time I pick up my journal to use. Spine's just plain white at the moment. I might sort of stamp that on there as well. And then the back, again, same, just random scraps of pretty paper and some gesso and some PVA glue. But I just really like it. And then inside, oh, sorry, I always forget this is back to front. So inside just stuck some scraps of paper to cover it up, and then some more gesso, more PVA, and then as you can see, the signature strip has been stuck in the book there. If I go to like one of the middle signatures, you can see there's the purple strip which I showed you in the previous clip. So yeah, so you can see that there's bindings on the inside, and then there's no binding on the outside, which is how I like it, really. I mean, the binding on the outside is fine, but this is how I prefer. So yeah, the back wasn't so smart. So you can see, yeah, the purple strip that has been stuck in there, and then another bit of scrap paper and some more gesso, and that's it really. You can see the signatures in there, and you will see that this bit is a lot thinner than this bit, so that's so that when I use it, obviously things will be put in there and it will grow, so that gives me a bit of room for growth really, which I'm not, you know, I'm not bothered about it not being an equal width at the moment. So as I use the pages, it will just give me some room to grow. And I mean, it looks shabby chic or just shabby, I don't know, but I don't mind that, as I say, because then I don't have to worry about getting paint on it, and I like the look of paint on it and splodges on stuff, because that's kind of the whole point of using a journal. I did do a page in it just to do a test run, and I've been watching a lot of, what's her name? Miss Still. I'll put a link below. I've been watching a lot of her speed paints, and I kind of really like the way, I want to try and get myself out of being a bit too precise. But she's very good at just kind of, and she works in the same way as Juliet Crane does, when they just basically put loads of marks, loads of paint, just, all that kind of stuff down, and then work from that. And I kind of like that style. I want to be a bit freer, so I was just experimenting in the journal. It's not necessarily my usual kind of style, but it's quite fun sometimes to work outside of your comfort zone, isn't it? And try something different. So yeah, that was my first little attempt. I haven't done the first page because I didn't want it to be the first page. I know it's weird, isn't it? I didn't want that to be the lead into my journal. So yeah, so there's that. I've still got my other little journal on the go. So I don't know when I'll start this, but it's really good to have a backup just in case, and that. And I've signed up for Lifebook 2014 over on Willowing, so I might save this journal and use it for Lifebook. So I'm not sure yet. I'll have to have a think. But anyway, that's it really. Just wanted to show you the makings of my journal, and a slightly different way that I bind it. So happy! I want to show you my bunny again. Isn't he cute? There you go then. So that's my new art journal.